This is Deontay from Inselbergmedia. I just wanted to jump up on this because now we're getting some details about what happened to young Scooter, beloved hip hop artist in the Atlanta scene. I follow a channel called Atlanta Hip Hop 20, I'm sorry, Atlanta Top 20. I remember following this guy because at one point I was a DJ myself, and I think somebody had came up to me and was like, "Hey, if you want to figure out where to get the easiest, collection of Atlanta music, like a DJ pool." I remember he told me to follow this guy. I never even followed up with that, to be honest, but I did end up following him because he just posts a lot of Atlanta content. Well, it looks like they actually been following this whole scene from the beginning, really. But I'm gonna start with yesterday because yesterday was crazy when Young Thug came back and said the autopsy results came out. So listen, I don't know what's going on with this case. All we know right now is that Scooter got called to a place, or Scooter was somewhere, and the police was called on this house. He was over there, probably, I don't know what was going on. It must have been some domestic dispute or something like that. But the cops were called. When the cops showed up, he took off and ran. And now we don't know what really happened in between that point because the body cam hasn't been released, and we haven't really gotten any updates. We had that one part where the police came out and gave their opinion on what happened to young Scooter. Let me see if I can find that video, actually. All we got so far is a press conference from the police, no body cam footage, and then a 911 call got released, but no body cam footage. And then people were making rumors about there were shots being fired, but I think this is where they clear that up.
We're here to discuss two events this evening. The first being from the 200 block of William Nye Drive. In Zone 3, officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location. Once officers arrived, they knocked on the door. A male opened the door and immediately shut the door on the officers. The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, two males fled out of the rear of the house. One male returned back into the house. The other male jumped two fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg. Officers rendered aid, and he was transported to Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. That male is going to be a 39-year-old male out of Atlanta. Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing.
So, I mean, as you can see, my man's here explained why, from the police angle, how young Scooter died, which is he was running from the police essentially after they were called, fleeing the scene. I think they said two males were fleeing the scene, but we all only care about Scooter, really. Then he jumped the fence, cut his leg, bled out at Grady Hospital. So it's like, I get it, but those weren't the initial things that came out. It was that shots were fired. It was that there was a domestic dispute. Now, obviously, this is street talk, but the cops came out to clarify it, but people don't believe them because they're not releasing the body footage. So let's go to the 911 call because I actually haven't even heard that one.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically, like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over, if they was fighting over drugs. That's what it sounded like. It sounded like they were fighting over drugs. And then they started shooting. She had someone come over there, and they started shooting. But the house needs to be investigated. They're definitely doing illegal stuff over there, and it's disturbing.
Dang.
Okay,
so it was the 911 call where the shots came from. So that's where people got the idea where the shots came. I don't know. Maybe people heard shots and they reported it. Atlanta's a small area, believe it or not. Like, I don't know what part of town this was, but man, people outside, dog. So it's just, whew. Man, this is crazy, dog. The first thing that came out that we heard about was, well, Young Thug said the autopsy came back and he was shot. So Was he shot by the police, or was he shot by the shots that were called in the 911 call, or were there any shots at all? Young Thug, how does Young Thug even know this? First off, should he even be speaking on somebody else's case, dealing with what, 13, 15 years probation, after he has been convicted felon for killing somebody? You know what I mean? Let's not forget, this dude is guilty. He worked with the police, so I don't know what he's talking about. So I think the whole thing today is what's going on with the lady that made that phone call, and that's what this story is right here. So to wrap it all up, what really happened is this lady made a false accusation of what was going on with the situation. The police arrived with that sense of urgency, and it ended up leading to young Scooter's death. However that was, whether he got shot by the police or he cut his leg jumping the fence and they had to render aid and all that nonsense, or he got shot and bled out over time from the initial shots. We don't know, but it resulted in somebody's death. And what has been shown is this wasn't supposed to be called in like this. Like, it was a false call, basically. So let's read up on this. On April 1st, 2025, 31-year-old Demetrius Spence was taken into custody by Atlanta Police Department and charged with transmitting a false public alarm under OCGA 16-10-28 subsection D2. So this is a law. This is straight up, she broke the law. If serious bodily harm or death results from the response of a public safety agency. So basically, yeah, it was misused. A public safety resource was misused. I remember getting a ticket about something like that. That's another story. Miss Spence was wanted for her involvement in making a false 911 call regarding a person injured / deceased incident occurred at our 273 William Nye Drive, Southeast, on March 28th, 2025. Miss Spence was transported to the Fulton County Jail. So this is just crazy, man. You're seeing all these updates come through. And it's unfortunate that we had to lose, a great artist from the Atlanta scene. Now, I didn't listen to too much Scooter myself. I remember him from the past, obviously growing up in the Georgia, Atlanta area. You're going to hear all this stuff. I remember when Future first came out, they did a lot of work together. So that's pretty much my connection to Scooter. I wasn't really listening to him like that, but I still don't want to see another man die. I mean, I hate to see it when any of these Atlanta artists die, man. My heart is from Georgia, man. Like, born Detroit, raised in Georgia. All I know is the Atlanta scene and music, really from like 98 and up. You know what I mean? So, and really, it's just crazy, man. It's just really crazy to see somebody die that didn't have to go because another, I hate to say it, man, but another black person misusing the police. You got a black woman calling the white man to come handle something, and ended up getting another black man killed. So here we go again. Another black person slaved by black people's hands. When is the culture going to change, man? When are we going to accept the fact that you can't be playing in the streets either? Whatever is going on, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people, and it ended up in his death. And I'm not saying it's his fault, but guys, we got to be aware of our surroundings and the people we surround ourselves with or affiliate ourselves with. Otherwise, somebody could call the cops and get you killed, man. So I ain't got nothing much more to add to this. This is Deontay from Inselbergmedia. If you guys are enjoying the content, please let me know in the comments, subscribe, share, and like this video, and turn on the notifications if you want to see my videos come up directly. But this is all I got. I'm out of here.